Hi guys, I've got a question for you. Are you a seeker or are you a settler? That's the question of the day. Are you a seeker? Slouching. Are you a seeker? Do you seek a better life? Seek a better place to live? Seek a better relationship? Seek better health? Or are you a settler? There's a gnat in here driving me crazy. Or are you a settler? Meaning, do you just settle? I'm not going to say where I work, but I have a side job, and I look at the people, and most of them have settled for the status quo. Well, I got to work every day, and I punch the clock, and I make a check, and I'm worried about getting hours, and those are settlers. Those are people that have not figured out a way to. There's a little gnat flying. I'm going to let him leave him go. We'll make him famous, as long as he doesn't get in my face. So, if you were to go back in history, if you were to go back thousands of years, we were never settlers. Human beings were never settlers in the beginning. We were always nomadic. We were always moving, always seeking. We had to move to find food. So we went to find food. We went to find water, find better shelter, better place to live, a safer place to live. What's on the other side of the mountain? That tribe has a better situation than we do. Let's move over there. So we used to live that way as human beings. And then we got away from that when we got more industrialized and we started settling. And I really believe when you settle, no matter what it is, if it's a community, if it's a country, if it's you personally, then we become the living dead. We become to the point where we just we're not nudged. We're not motivated to seek what's on the other side. So in this video, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about, are you a settler? Have you settled for what you have? Have you settled for your life, what you have? Or are you always seeking? Are you always seeking? And so here's a definition or an example of always seeking, the way your mind way you want to have your mind work. And I'm going to use mowing the lawn. I'm going to use mowing the lawn as an example. And you can say, what? Mowing the lawn as an example. So I'm going to go way back when I was a kid. When I used to get on my dad's tractor and I'd be out there what we call bush hogging. We'd be out with a tractor with a big giant mower and we'd be mowing these big pasture lands, these 80 acres, 100 acres strips, taking all day to mow it. And I would be mowing and the settler would just go, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And they settle for that. They said, well, this is the way it's done. This is the way it's always been done. This is the way I'm going to do it. This is the way I was taught to do it. A seeker will always find a better way to do something. So if I'm out there mowing, I'm on the tractor and I'm mowing, I'm going along, and I'm going, okay, wait a minute. If I just do a little bit more on this side, I'll get done quicker. Or if I switch my pattern, it won't be so boring. Or, okay, the sun's over here, let's mow over here in the shade. So my mind is always going. A seeker's mind is always going how to do something better. No matter how many times you've done it. No matter how many times I've mowed that pasture, how many times I've done that particular job, I would figure out a different way to do it better. Hold that thought. I need a drink. And the little fly hasn't come by again, but maybe he will. Here's to you guys. So how does that relate to the common point philosophy? Common point philosophy is not about settling. If you follow a certain religion, you settled. Okay. If you live the same pattern every day, you've settled. If you look at older people, okay, I'm not picking on older people. I'm just saying, if you look at people that they're getting in their 70s and their 80s, and they don't do anything. They go, they grocery shop, they go home, they eat, they sleep, they get up. They have settled. And I know this sounds hard, but I call those kind of people the living dead, because they've given up. Because at some time in their life, when they were in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, maybe even their 50s, they had a burning desire to be somebody, to do something, to create something, to seek. Okay, they had that burning desire to seek. And they've quashed it down, they've pushed it down, they've threw water on it, it's scarred over. They've done so much to suppress that dream, suppress that desire, suppress that this is who I want to be, this is who I want to be. I want to change who I want to be. So always be a seeker. Don't be a settler. Because when you settle, it's the same way if you're in a relationship. This is why I'm not big on. I'm going to get some pushback on this because I'm not married. I really don't believe in marriage. It just doesn't follow my blueprint. I just don't think that you should have to settle and give up part of yourself, because a lot of people do. A lot of marriages, a lot of relationships, you get into like, okay, well, I can't do this, and she won't let me do that, and he won't let me do this, and he'll get mad at me, or she'll get mad at me, and there's this other stuff going on in your head about, wanting to do something. I mean, I one time had a girlfriend where I'm out doing gigs, and she knew I was a musician. She knew I played for years, and that's what I love to do. But she kept pressuring me. Well, you don't need to be doing that. You're in the bars and you're around the wrong bag element. And why don't you get a regular job? She kept pushing me down. Finally, I'd see you later. Instead of looking at me and saying, this is what he loves to do. This is who he is. And accepting me who I am. So you always want to get around people or find people that will accept you who you are. Okay. If they can't accept you who you are, and they're settling, trying to get you to settle in the way they think, kick them to the curb. Say goodbye. So in my book, The Book of Common Point, I talk about seekers and settlers. And I don't have a chapter basically on that, but I do talk about that throughout the whole book. Because basically Common Point is about seeking. It's about seeking a better life, about seeking a better way to do things. So back to the premise of me mowing on the tractor, okay? I never settled. And so, another month would go by and I go back there and I'd do that job again, and I'd be on the tractor and I'd be doing zigzags, I'd be doing circles, I'd be doing all kinds of stuff just to keep my mind active, okay? And another thing about settlers, and I truly believe this, when you settle mentally, you're giving up and you're going to get older quicker. People that settle get older quicker. And this is a fact. I was working, not where I'm at now, but I was working another job. And the time I was there, over the time that I was there about 2 years. 3 people retired. I said, well, we're going to retire. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, retire. And all 3 of those people died within 2 years of retirement. So do not retire. If you're that age, do not retire. Or if you're going to retire, okay, seek something else. Do something else. Keep your mind active. Keep your body active. Keep your human essence active. I don't care what it is. Turn the garage into a workshop, and fix things or make furniture or whatever you want to do. But never stop. Never stop seeking. I can also relate this to what's going on in our country right now in the United States. It's all the turmoil about politics. And I don't want to get too much into politics. I don't want to be taking sides and going down that road. But what I want to make a point of is this. The reason we are in the mess we're in is because a lot of the people of this country have settled. Well, I'm comfortable. I am comfortable. It's all been put there for me. It's right in front of me. My parents gave me a nice path. They've settled. And anytime you settle, you lose. you will lose. Need another drink. So back to, are you a settler or you're a seeker? Sit down and just analyze in your mind and say to yourself, if I were to do a certain thing, if I was to ride a bike on a bike trail, use that as an example, if I was to go jogging, if I was to get in my car and take a journey, and here's the real gem of this video. And hopefully you got this far through it and just didn't go say, I don't want to watch it. Here's the gem about settling or seeking. Common point is always about seeking. And I've talked about immersion. And with immersion, you're always seeking. You immerse yourself into whatever you want to be, whoever you want to be, wherever you want to be, whoever you want to be with. You immerse. Everything's about immersion in life. So I'm going to use an example as, and I talk about this in many other videos, that if you were to get up in the morning at 9 o'clock and you go to work on the same road, same stoplights, same crossroads, same traffic, everything's the same. You do that every day and every day and every day. You have become conditioned to settle for that pattern. Break the pattern. When you break the pattern, success comes to you. When you break patterns, success comes to you. Patterns are good to learn things like piano or a language or how to write better. Patterns are good for that. But eventually you need to break out of that pattern and go forward and just use that growth and understand from it. So what I'm trying to say is this. If you're taking that same route every day to work, I'm on road A, B, and C, and I'm at light A, and there's two more lights, and there's a stop sign. They're going to turn left, they're going to turn right, and there's the building, and there's the entrance, and you go in the same entrance, and you park in the same spot. All that pattern. Break that pattern. Just break that condition. Completely snap it. Break it. When you leave, and do this when you don't feel like you're running late. Do this when you have some time to break the pattern. When you leave, take a different route. Take a different road. Make a different turn. If we stop at the same Starbucks every day, go to a different Starbucks. Change your pattern the way you on that route completely. You're still going to get to the same. Even when you get to work and you pull into the parking lot, park somewhere different. If there's a different entrance to the building, take a different entrance. Try to do. You're going to do your day. You're going to do your day at work. You're going to do what you got to do. I understand that. But every time, another example, instead of going in the break room and going in the refrigerator and taking out your food and sitting down with your gang, and you do that different. Get your lunch, go outside, sit on a bench. If you go outside, sit on a bench. Break your pattern. Break the condition. Break your conditioned responses. Completely break your conditioned responses. When you do that, you fortify, you strengthen the seeker in your mind. You don't support the settler. Do everything you can for that day, not to settle, not to be comfortable. Do everything that day not to settle, not to be comfortable. And if you go in the break room and say, well, where are you going, John? I said, well, I'm decided to go sit outside in the paddock. And, and what's interesting, you might have people follow you. Well, I'll go with you. No. I kind of want to be alone today. Break those patterns. When you do that, you fortify the seeker in your mind. You fortify the seeker in your soul, in your being, in who you are. When you strengthen the seeker, life becomes better. Life comes to you. Essence comes to you. Success comes to you. Reality and where you are Everything that you want in your life will come to you when you seek. It's right there. I've talked about this a million times in my videos, that everything you want in life is there. But if you settle, you can't see it. Even if it's right in front of you, even if you look, there's a hand right in front of me. I'm looking at my hand. But if you settle, you're looking this way. You're looking right past the hand. You're not looking at the hand like, I'm looking for, as an example, excuse me, I'm looking for a hand. Okay, let's say you're looking for a book. Okay, let's say you're in the library and you're looking for a book. And you're focused, you're laser focused and looking for a book. And you're looking in the library shelf, and you're looking at the book, looking, and you're looking, and you're looking, and you're looking, and looking. That is a seeker. That's somebody seeking. And you can't find the book. It's because you're looking in the wrong area for the book. I know everything's organized and it's alphabetical and all that kind of stuff in the library, that's fine. But if you go in the library, okay, with the mindset, I want to find John's book, that's all you're going to do. You're going to find my book. If it's in the library, you're going to find my book. Oh, I got John's book. I'm going to... Don't do that. No, I'm not saying don't find my book. I'm saying don't use that method. When you go in, remember that you do want to find my book because you know it's there. It's like when you drive to work. You know it's there. You know the road is there. The light is there. The stop sign's there. The left you got to take is there. The parking spot is there for you. It's reserved, whatever. You know the door is there. You know all that. You don't need to relearn. You don't need to relearn over and over and over and over again the same patterns. You need to break away from the patterns. Don't be a settler. Be a seeker. Make your mind seek. So when you go in the library, you know, let's say you know my book is there. Let's say you go to the front desk. Oh, I want to find John's book, the Book of Concord. Oh yeah, that's the that's in philosophy over there. Okay, you know that. We already know that. Don't repeat what we know. Don't repeat what you know over and over and over and over again, because it kills the mind, it kills the soul, it kills the spirit, it kills your energy of being a seeker. Go in the library knowing that you're going to take my book home, or maybe some other books home. Go in the library and just roam. Just spend the time in that section. Oh, it's in philosophy. It's a self-help. Go in that section and just look at other books. Just take the time and go, oh, there's another one. There's Tony Robbins, and there's, what's the other lady's name? Her name was Robbins. I can't think of her name. But there's a lot of people that do what I do, okay? Or have books about what I speak about. So look at all the other possibilities. Look at all the other possibilities before you grab the first available possibility that you know is already there. It's like I was talking about mowing when I was on a tractor when I was a kid. Sorry for my stuttering. Oh, there we go. I stutter. My mind gets going. I get creative. I start flowing. It just comes out. It's like a conscious thing. And I tend to stutter because I'm thinking quicker than my mouth. That's why I need to have rum and coke at 8:30 in the morning. So, when we're talking about me mowing the pasture, I would get out there and do it different every time because I was bored. And when you're bored doing the same thing over and over again, that is a sign of being very highly intelligent. You are above the mark. Okay. My dad used to get so mad because he didn't think I was going to finish the job. He said, well, just focus and get the job done. My dad was very linear. It's like, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, He was a very smart man. Very cunning man, very creative, but thinking out of the box, not so much. So he used to drive him nuts. He used to drive him crazy. He'd say, okay, Johnny, just get the job done. We got to get paid. You know. And he never put it together like, John's mowed this property here now for the last 2 years. Takes him about 2 hours, 2 hours and 20 minutes to get it done. I've always done it in 2 hours. Every single time, no matter which pattern I take. Because if you do the math, you got a square patch of grass, let's say 20 acres. You got a square patch of grass, and you're going a certain amount of speed. It doesn't matter which way you mow it, as long as you're mowing, you're going to get done at the same time. It doesn't matter if you're going back and forth, zigzag, circles, or whatever. It's mathematical. So if you're doing a certain thing, let's say you're drawing a pattern, you're drawing a box on a piece of paper. You're drawing a box. You go line, 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 line. Okay. But let's say you want to do it differently. You want to go line, line, line. No matter which way you draw that square with a pen, it's still going to take the same amount of time. It doesn't matter how you do it. And people that don't see that are not seekers. They don't seek a better way to do it. Or also too, the benefit about having a seeker's mind is life is not boring. You're not thinking, oh God, I'm mowing this thing and I've done this 1,000, 50,000 times. I'm going, change it up. It's like when you go to work, change it up and your mind will expand. You go, oh, this is fun. I'm doing this in circles. I'm fun. Back to when you go to work. Take a different route. Take a different time. And it will refresh you. It will refresh your essence, your soul, your mind, your thinking. Everything will open up for you when you do that. I'm not saying to do this every single day. Well, I might take a different route every day to work. Just occasionally. It kickstarts that seeker in your mind. It kickstarts the seeker in your mind. Don't be a settler. Well, I'm 65 years old and I'm going to go. Because to me, people that settle are the living dead. Because everybody has seen this. If you go in a grocery store, if you go into a mall, which they're all disappearing, go to a store and you see some old man sitting on a bench. The wife is shopping. He's sitting on the bench. He's waiting. And just take a moment and look at that person and think, what was their dream? What did they want when they were a kid? What did they seek when they were in their 20s and their 30s? What did they do? Not about how did they end up here, but what did they want? What was that deep desire? I want to be this and I want to be that. I want to do this. I want to conquer this. What was it that they really wanted in their life? And did they seek it? And did they get it? You might never know if they got it. But you can kind of look at those people and say, it's just kind of sad. It's like you see this person, and they're just existing. Don't exist. Smack you guys. I need another drink. Don't just exist. Make a rum and coke at 8:32 in the morning. And start your day off right. So that's what I wanted to cover today. I wanted to cover, are you a seeker or are you a settler? And I'm not saying you can't settle in certain things. It's nice to have a nice home to come home to and settle in your chair and go, I'm safe, I'm home. Because there's another part of us as human beings where we want to be safe. We seek safety. But that's also a seeking process, okay? Because no matter how safe you feel you are, safe that you feel that you are, it's better. There's always that possibility of something, So I'm not trying to frighten you or go down that road. I'm just saying, always seek, always seek. If it's just a little bit every day, you know. Don't be that person that's turned into this shell. Like, well, you know, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and it didn't happen, it wasn't meant to be. Never give up. Never give up. I say this in a lot of my videos. I will come through the camera and I will grab you around the neck and I will wake you up. Never give up. I don't care what trap you've set for yourself, what cage you put yourself in, because you put yourself in these cages. We put ourselves in these dilemmas where we almost impossibly get, oh God, why did I get married? Why am I in this? Oh God, why do I have this shitty job? I hate my... We put ourselves there. But if you were in your mind, every time you wake up, think about that route to work, think about going to pick up that book at the library, think about having a seeker's mind. If you just fortify that every day, even just doing simple things, you know, even if you're going to walk to the mailbox. Say you're living in an apartment complex and you're going to walk to the front office, to the mailbox. Change your route. You're going to go out the front door, you're going to walk down the sidewalk, you're going to turn left, you're going to put the key in. You do that every day and every day and every day. Go a different direction. Just go around the other direction. You might just discover something. Oh, I didn't know you lived here. Oh, I didn't know there was a car wash here. You cannot discover if you settle. You cannot discover if you settle. You must always, 24/7, think as a seeker. Done yelling. That's why I call you guys rum and coke, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't even drink. That's why I call you guys that follow me, that chime in, that buy my book, that follow my philosophy, my seekers. Because you always will have an open mind. I love you guys. And you will have a much better, enduring life because of that. Might not be easy, maybe better. I'm going to go. I love you guys. And I will talk to you soon. If you want a copy of my book, email me and I'll try to get you one. I sell them for about $40. If you go to buy me a coffee, you can get it that way. I don't know how that even works. You can try it. It's on the link on my... I've got it up there. I think I bought my book one day myself to see if it ever works, and I still haven't seen it. I don't know where the money goes. But anyway, if you really want to buy one of my books, just chime in on the comments, and we'll figure out a way to send you one. Here's the deal. Keep it within the continental United States because it will cost too much money to send it over to another country unless we kind of come up with a way to figure out how to pay for it. So, you are my seekers. I love you guys. You have a great day. I am going to go edit this video and I will talk to you soon. Bye now.